Hey, I'm Spenser.
And I'm Britain.
Since 2011, Buckethead has released 311 Pikes in his Pikes series, and we're going to come original.
This is
Getting Head.
Rudes and Moods, voice actors for the Minions and the voice actor for Gru, the group of men who are blue, podcasts whose crime is true, Cows That Go Moo, Tippecanoe, and Tyler 2, Nobel Laureate Stephen Chu, those who do voodoo, those who have boo-boos, and the cast of Full Metal Jacket, Redo.
Wow.
Everybody waiting in line. Trust me, it's gonna be fine. Because you know it's time, and time will pass for episode 89 of Gettin Head, a Bucketcast. What's up?
Oh, hey, man. How we doing?
How we doing? The Howie Mandel sitcom shortly lived. Yeah. Great. 5 out of 5 stars.
Okay. Yep. 89 is the ISBN group identifier for books published in Korea.
ISBN. That's the real hero of the show this week. Every week, really.
Yeah, I mean, that's really the only thing that's kept us going into the 80s here.
Is the ISBN. We are, it's all about the ISBN, baby.
That's the name of the episode right there.
It's early this time.
Yeah.
How I Come.
Yeah.
Original.
Yeah.
Speaking of coming original,
hey,
Buckethead released his 311th Pike last week.
Look at that.
That's
really exciting. That's really probably the most exciting news that we got. I'm glad we're leading with that.
I believe it is number 316 in the Pike series, but he still has 5 unreleased Pikes.
Yeah.
As we know. So
do you remember when you wanted to listen to the Pikes in release order and it became such a nightmare of like figuring out when was what? That we were like, no.
Yeah. Well, it only happened a few times though. Because like in the early Pikes, for some reason he like released them out of order from like when they were announced and stuff, which doesn't really happen anymore, but will when he releases, or if he releases, I guess, the 5 unreleased Pikes, because those are all like in the late 200s, like 285 through 300 or something like that.
So weird.
It's super strange, yeah.
Super strange.
It's an interesting bucket mystery.
Yeah. We have a few of those on this podcast. But hey, it's episode 89. We managed to make a far.
Yeah, let's do a quick Patreon update.
Let's do it.
So as you might know, we haven't done a Patreon update in a little while, and we probably should, because we should update you on what's going on in our lives, what's going on with the Patreon, all of that. So, some of you might not know, or if you're current on the episodes, I think Spenser mentioned it on the couple podcasts ago. He's going to be,
yeah. Are we talking about the thing?
The thing.
I'll talk about that.
Yeah,
I'll talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna just give you the floor in just a second, but yeah.
Okay.
Spenser kind of has some big news that's gonna affect everything.
I do.
Yeah. Why don't you take it away, Spenser?
Okay. Well, so I'm being sent to California because of my job.
Yeah.
My job is sending me to California for 5 months.
5 months.
To work at Best Buy headquarters.
Yeah. He's going to become a Geek Squad leader, is what the training is for.
Sure.
They're going to give him body armor, and he's going to be...
You're going to train me how to respond to active shooters, obviously.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do, you know, now that we're arming the teachers, we also arm the tech support people.
I mean, you were on the Geek Squad before, now you're going to be on the Geek Militia, which is a step up.
Yeah, correct.
You have been drafted into a command position there because of your knowledge of... geek things.
Yeah,
geek
absolutely.
Things.
I got so knowledgeable at resetting passwords that they're like, listen,
we're going to send you to Password University.
We're going to send you to Password University in the Bay Area of California. We're going to put you up in a $4,000 a month apartment, and you're going to learn everything there is to know about at least 8 characters, 1 capital letter, and 1 number.
The Passmaster.
Yeah, exactly. So as a result of me going to California, that is going to change things a little bit. If you don't know this, we actually recorded the first year of this podcast over Zoom. So we actually we did a handful of episodes in real life, but
a few real life episodes, but not many.
Most of them were over Zoom. So we're going to switch back to that, which honestly you probably won't notice. It's probably going to be basically the same.
Honestly, you're going to have probably better internet there than you have here. So
yeah, that's true.
It might even be easier.
Yeah, totally. I'll be switching the streams over to my fancy gaming PC, so the streams will probably look a little nicer too. So cool. Look at that. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. So that's been consuming my life for the last couple of weeks, and especially this week because I'm driving to California on Friday. We're recording this on a Monday.
Yeah.
And
so by the time you hear this, Spenser will be in California.
That's fucked up to think, right?
So if you want his address and want to take a poop on his floor or something, let me know. I also know how to pick locks, so
nice.
I can help you out, maybe leave the door open for you if you want to leave a deuce open.
I'm here for the harassment. That's actually happened to me before.
Someone's taken a poop in your house? Or?
On my doorstep, yes.
Oh, on your I mean, that's different than taking it on your floor, but that's pretty funny.
But on my doorstep, a friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours, did that to me with the assistance of another mutual friend of ours. Are
they previous guests?
No, actually, neither of them. Surprisingly, which is why I didn't say past guest, but
interesting.
Some of our Alaska friends teamed up to poop on my porch at one point, and that was they thought that was very funny.
Super funny.
My mom freaked out. She was so freaked out. That's very funny.
Super porch. Super duper. All right, so that's gonna change things a little bit. As you might know, we also have another podcast, Soy Trek, which is picking up a lot of steam. So we're just kind of going to rebrand into a podcast network.
Yeah.
Known as Dumb Idiot Bullshit.
The Dibs Network.
Dibs Network. Yeah.
That's what we're doing. Because we are making dumb idiot bullshit.
We are. And
for you.
And with
for
that,
us.
hopefully we can kind of expand a little bit maybe. We're going to bring in guest hosts and stuff, I think, a bit more here and there. Maybe try to, make offshoots and stuff because, we're getting to the point where we're almost caught up with the whole Buckethead podcast.
Definitely.
And I have another podcast I'm working on that may or may not be on the network because it's not funny at all. But we'll see how it goes. And thanks for bearing with us. Sorry we haven't been doing bonus episodes, but we're gonna figure out some way to give you something cool. So sorry about that.
Totally. I was thinking we'll maybe start doing some movie nights on the Discord, and then we can release the audio from that as a commentary track.
That could be fun.
So we could do something like that. I don't know. There's some ideas.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. And so thanks for bearing with us. We appreciate all of our supporters, but especially Ian Killia.
Oh yeah.
Dan Morrison.
Oh yeah.
Dylan Lance. Yeah. Thank you so much. But thank you for everyone for all of your support.
Hell yeah.
Indeed.
Bro, what's up with you? What's the coolest thing you found in the pool?
We were talking earlier. I don't think that was on the podcast at all.
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
What's the coolest thing you found in your pool?
I mean, nothing cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're maintaining a pool now in Washington.
I maintain a pool.
All sorts of shit be getting in that pool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to maintain a pool. I do a lot more maintenance than that, but the pool is a thing that I have to do pretty much every day.
You think you're gonna find a diaper in there? Come summer, I bet you're gonna find a diaper in there.
If I hear Tool music playing from the courtyard, I know there will
closing
be.
the pool.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No diapers in the pool. Nope. We are
no
not
Tool at the pool either.
No.
We're not
this is a no Tool pool.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta set those boundaries ahead of time. It's like a preemptive strike.
Like a George Bush preemptive strike.
Yeah, it's important. It's important.
We like George W. Bush.
We saw how well that worked out for him. We're adopting that into our own lives.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Did you see that video going around of him where he's talking at some kind of conference recently, and then he slips up.
He has the gaff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone saw that, Spenser. That was like huge everywhere.
That was really good.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was not good.
I mean, it was funny. I laughed. But laughed more because of the horror of the situation, not because of
it's terrifying that like a man is basically openly joking about his war crimes.
Yeah.
That's
where we're at.
That shouldn't be normalized.
Well, okay, firstly I agree, but also if let's say you committed some war crimes and then nobody did anything about it for 20 years. Like you'd probably be joking about it too. You know?
That's like assuming that I am capable of committing war crimes, which I really don't think I am.
I'm making no judgment on your character. Like no. So these war crimes, they have nothing to do with your character. It's
but you're assuming that in this situation that I have committed some war crimes.
Hey, it can happen to anybody.
It can't happen to anybody, Spenser. Only people in the highest seats of power get to commit war crimes.
Okay.
Or people with the guns, with like an innocent like population with fucking nothing to defend themselves with. It's people in power situations that can do the war crimes. I never aspire to that power. If I ever get in that power, I would abdicate it because no one deserves that amount of power.
True.
Yeah.
That said, you find yourself in a little bit of a war crime situation, as we all do, and then you're like, oh, well, shit, committed all these war crimes, and then everybody's like, it's all right, though. And then, 20 years later, you're like, ha, oops.
I'm paint pictures of the soldiers I sent to die. And some Mexican immigrants I also sent to die. Fuck you, George W. Bush. All right. Speaking of George W. Bush.
I think the W stands for wiener.
It stands for ween.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a big ween fan.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big fan of chocolate and cheese, George W. Bush.
Definitely. Speaking of ween.
Yeah, definitely speaking of ween.
I think it's time for goth news.
Let's get into it.
Beneath the waning moon, it's goth news. Goth news for cool dudes.
This week in goth news. Prior to their lavish coastal Italian wedding, Travis Barker and his wife Kourtney Kardashian, now Barker, repeatedly held a gothic-styled bachelor party in the desert last weekend. Kourtney posted a slew of media on her Instagram on the day, Thursday, June 10th, of the candle-laden festivities, which she titled Romeo and Juliet vibes for the Bach.
The Bach?
That's exactly what it said. Like the Bach, like the composer.
Oh, for the Bach. Okay.
Yeah, I guess. But also, does she know what happens at the end of Romeo and Juliet? Because it's not a... Like, it... Okay.
They're like, yeah, these two self-destructive people are gonna kill each other.
They're gonna drink poison together, motherfucker.
Fuck yeah.
So, breaking from tradition, the two celebrated their bachelor and bachelorette party together, which is fucked up and totally codependent. They also served a cake that said, Kravis forever. What the fuck is fucking wrong with these people?
Okay.
Yep.
That's cool.
And in goth obituaries, besides Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian trying to murder the goth movement, Baxter Black, American cowboy poet, broadcaster, and veterinarian, passed away this week.
Oh?
Black was best known for his many volumes of poetry and fiction, which varied from novels to poem books to children's literature, as well as his syndicated show, Baxter Black on Monday, which was syndicated by NPR stations since 1989, and reportedly is the only thing Garfield looked forward to on Mondays. Black resided in Benson, Arizona with his wife, Cindy Lou Black, where they had no cell phone, television, or fax machine.
That's pretty goth.
One of his philosophies of life claims, in spite of all the computerized, digitalized, high-tech innovations of today, there will always be a need for a cowboy. When
I
asked,
agree with that.
Yeah, when asked what made him decide to become a cowboy, he said, "You either are one or you aren't. You never have to decide."
Oh, man. I agree with that.
Oh, yeah, we love that.
Fuck yeah.
So goth.
Those are words to live by.
Those are goth words. That's
Yeah,
goth
dude.
night right there. So rest in peace,
Yeah.
cowboy hero.
The dude from Swans heard that and was like, yeah, I'm a cowboy.
I'm going to assault a woman.
I'm going to go assault my girlfriend.
um,
Fucking hate to see it.
so rest in peace, goth cowboy hero. Find that great steer, the great goth range in the sky. Most importantly, brother, stay dead. And finally, in goth news this week,
Oh, yeah.
it was announced earlier this week that the NFL has a new official pizza sponsor in Little Caesars, ending their 4-year relationship with Pizza Hut and further distancing themselves from goth and pizza patriarch Papa John Schnatter's former pizza chain.
Oh, fuck.
The NFL terminated the
The
relationship.
NFL's hot and ready, baby.
They are. They're hot and ready and pizza.
Yeah.
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 Deep dish. I don't know.
I don't know about deep dish.
I do know about deep dish. Little Caesars deep dish is a delight.
Is it?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because it's like they have the cheese on top. So
Okay.
it's a Detroit style deep dish, which is so much better than a goddamn Chicago style deep dish, which is fucking bullshit.
What are the fucking differences?
The difference is
I've never had deep dish, and I don't really understand it.
okay. So here's how it goes. Chicago style deep dish.
Uh-huh.
It starts with a layer of sauce,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have the cheese and the toppings, and then you have a layer of sauce on top of that.
Oh.
And so the sauce is on top, and there's a lot more sauce than there's cheese, and it ends up being a lot more like a casserole because it's also like baked into a pan,
Yeah.
and and so it's like it is like a casserole that's like fucking masquerading as a pizza, whereas the Detroit style is just like it's kind of like a really thick pan pizza almost.
Okay.
With the sauce on bottom and the cheese and the toppings on top, like a traditional pizza. And then it's usually cooked in a pan in a pizza oven, like a pan pizza is.
Okay.
And so the crust is like better and butterier and crispier, and it's just a much better experience. Detroit style all the way, baby.
All right. Okay, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
That sounds all right.
Anyway, back to goth news here. The NFL terminated the relationship with both Papa John's and Papa John Schnatter when he stepped down as CEO of Papa John's in 2018 after he blamed declining sales on football players protesting the treatment of black people in America, causing their stock to fall 30%. He then used the N-word during a conference call.
Dark news from cool dudes.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So, I watched a movie the other night that I want to talk about because
Okay.
it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I watched this because I saw the title of it and I was like, that looks dumb. And then I saw the cover of it and I was like, that looks dumb. Then I saw who was in it and I was like, what? Okay. So this is the cover for the movie. It's called The Requin.
Cool. I think I have that on my server.
It is starring Alicia Silverstone.
Interesting.
And it's a film that came out in 2022.
Oh, wow. I didn't know Alicia Silverstone was still doing stuff.
Right?
Okay.
I was very curious about it. So I was like, what the hell? And I was like hanging out. And then I was like, okay, I'm just going to put this on. I want to see what this is. I want to see what this is about.
Mhm.
Currently, it sits at a 2.6 out of 10 on IMDb. And I would say that's fair.
Okay.
What's interesting about the film
Mhm.
is that firstly, Alicia Silverstone's in it, and it's not like one of those like Bruce Willis movies where he's in it for like 5 minutes and then like it's other
she
characters.
actually stars it.
She's actually in it, and she's in every scene. Like
Yeah,
she's
well, I mean,
in
that,
the
that
entire.
makes sense.
movie,
She's probably not an expensive actress to get anymore.
which is like crazy because she was so big in the late 90s. Like
Yeah, but she was only big for a few years.
Mhm.
You know, she wasn't
very
one of those...
Brendan Fraser. Like
Yeah, but people, there's a movement behind bringing
Yeah.
Brendan Ba.
Brandon Braga bringing Brendan back.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Brennan Braga.
Brandon. Yeah, Yeah, let's go, Brandon. We should just start saying that on soundtrack.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this, haven't we?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. So, anyways, this movie is crazy. It starts off as a commercial for Vietnam. Like the first 40 minutes of the movie is just like Alicia Silverstone and some dude like going around Vietnam, and it's literally shot just like a commercial, and the music is very commercial-like, and everyone they talk to like shares a fact about Vietnamese history and why Vietnam is great. And then they keep talking about how great their trip is and how great Vietnam is.
I love a film that's so obviously funded by like a government organization or something.
And so like to its credit, the first half of the film like looks surprisingly nice. You're like, oh yeah, wow, Vietnam's nice. Like this looks okay.
Okay.
Like this, I mean, it's a commercial for Vietnam, but it still like kind of looks nice.
Sure.
And then the last like majority of the film, so the last like 2/3 of the film is literally like a soundstage with a green screen. It's a soundstage of water with a green screen behind it, and that is it for the rest of the film. Like they are not on a real location for the rest of the film.
Sick.
Yeah.
Love that.
And there is some wild acting in this film. It is not our friend Alicia's best work, I would say.
Cool.
But it was quite an adventure. I enjoyed watching it because it was so weird and bad, and like the mix of like like half being a commercial for Vietnam and the other half being like, let's see how much mileage we can get out of Alicia Silverstone floating on something in a soundstage. Like, and it was not very much mileage, but they like push it. There's so much of her just floating.
Push it.
Yeah.
Push real good.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. But I watched that, and it was an adventure.
Interesting.
You watched anything good lately?
I watched something that blew my fucking mind recently.
I love that.
Mad God from 2022 is one of the coolest movies I've ever seen in my fucking life. I've watched it twice in the last like 3 days.
Mad Dog 2020?
Mad Dog 2020 is the best beverage I've ever shat out as water.
And blood.
And yeah.
Water and blood.
Water, blood, corn syrup. That's
there you go.
all it comes out as. It rearranges itself in your bowels and tries to...
It robs you of nutrients.
It robs you of your dignity as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Mad Dog 2020 is not recommendo, my friend.
Yeah.
Hindsight is 2020, and so is Mad Dog. Don't drink it.
So Mad God 2022.
So Mad God from 2022. It's entirely, not entirely. It's mostly stop motion.
Okay.
And I can't describe it. It is just the most incredible set building in miniatures I've ever seen. It displays a world that is truly grotesque and captivating and incredible. It is
grotesque like a Jimmy Screamer claws.
It's, I mean, that, but it doesn't feel so edgy. So it is incredibly inventive, and it takes place in this like hellish world, but it is so inventive and so fucking cool. There is no dialogue at all in the film. It's not a silent film, but the music is so fucking good. I cannot recommend this film enough.
Nice.
If it's in a theater around you, go see it like right now. If you can, it's on Shudder. Go see it on Shudder. You know, it fucking rocked.
That sounds rad.
Yeah.
I'll have to give it a check it
so
out.
Good.
I'll have to give it a check it out. That's how I feel about
good.
that.
I recommended it to Dan Bones specifically.
Yeah,
he builds miniatures and stuff, and he said he like watched the trailer and he freaked out about it.
Yeah,
and
that's
I'm
awesome.
like, yeah, dude, you got to.
Tight.
You got to see this because it is a truly mind-bending experience, I'd say. It's so good. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, that's awesome. I love that.
Speaking of a mind-bending experience, I think it's time to get in the mind of a mind-bender. Bucket fact.
Bucket fact, 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 bucket facts.
Oh boy, today we're going to talk about a pretty remarkable album that doesn't get mentioned a whole lot in Bucket lore. Ben Wah's Devil Dub, released on Black Hole Records in 1999.
All right.
Benoit was an American electronic duo from Oakland, California, featuring Anthony Chaba, also known as House, on programming and bass guitar, and Eric Ware, also known as Dr. Ware, on programming and keyboards. They released a break EP in 1998, but after that, the duo began recording their debut album, Devil Dub. During this time, Chaba and Ware met producer and engineer Hopton Overton Brown, which is
That's such a fucking sick
Isn't
name.
it so good?
What the fuck?
But he's better known as a pioneering dub producer scientist while he was opening for Bill Laswell's Praxis in San Francisco in 1998.
Huh.
And they were summarily introduced to the rest of the band Praxis. Benoit would eventually recruit most of Praxis, including Brian Mantilla, DJ Disc, and of course Buckethead, who is credited with playing guitar and neuropulse guitar activated larynx modeler on the album. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
according to House, one half of Benoit, the way Devil Dub was created never placed us all in the studio together at the same time. Each person came in for a day or two, and we recorded them improvising. First, we had Brain play some click tracks in a studio, and then sampled him back in our laboratory.
Yeah.
Armed with these beats, Dr. Ware and I created grooves, and asked everyone else to come in as their schedules permitted. It's like acting in a science fiction film that incorporates computer-generated effects. The actors know there will be a giant animated monster in front of them, but they have to wait for screening to see what the hell it looks like, which I think is fun.
That is fun.
The album was released and gained high critical praise, especially in the dub world, being heralded as one of the best dub and experimental albums of the late 90s. And although it's not well known in Buckethead circles, I'd argue this is a vital album when listening through Bucket's discography, and it's probably the most influential electronic album on which he performs.
That's pretty sick. I've not heard that. I'll have to give it a check out.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you're not really into dub, it's something else, but it's not
Dub's
heavily
all right. Dub can be fun.
Yeah, it's not really like vocal dub. It's just like electronic dub, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, not dubstep. Don't
No.
get it twisted. Yeah, I'd recommend it. It's cool, and you can definitely see where Buckethead gets a lot of his ideas on producing electronics. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right.
Hell yeah.
We love a bucket fact.
Bucket Facts.
We
Listen to 3
Pikes
this week.
Yeah.
Pike 265, 266, and 267. Ride Operator Q Bozo
Far.
and Thoracic Spine Collapser.
I think it's thoracic.
Is it thoracic?
I think it's thoracic.
thoracic. Okay.
Thoracic Spine Collapser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Wow.
Yeah.
We
these
did.
These were some pikes. Yeah.
These were some pikes. What an astute observation.
These were definitely some pikes.
These were
Let's get
definitely
into
pikes.
Pike 265, Ride Operator Q Bozo.
Definitely a QAnon.
Totally.
Right. QAnon signaling.
Released on June 6th, 2017, 32 days after the previous Pike Poseidon. So this is kind of the point in which pikes start to get a lot more spaced out.
Interesting.
Yeah. After this, it's like he usually goes a couple months in between making pikes, and there's some like 3-4 month stretches here and there.
Oh wow.
I mean, we're close to the end of the pikes he does in 2017, and this one was released in June. There's only like I think 6 or 7 more after this in 2017. Only 2 in 2018. So
only 2 in
only 2 in
2018.
2018. I mean, he was touring a lot of the year. And,
yeah.
he had,
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
It's so interesting because it's like, to us, like 6 or 7 albums in a year, like
madness.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, to us, 6 to 7 Buckethead albums in a year is like, oh, what are you doing, man? Like, you can do way more than this.
Yeah, but to any other artist,
it's like
that's
yo, that's
crazy.
insane. Yeah,
like even King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, if they release 6 albums in a year, I'm like, holy shit, that's a lot of music.
Yeah. There's some like weirdo collective of some kind.
For sure, they're a band. I mean,
Yeah.
they're a band.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so Ride Operator Q Bozo. Pretty cool album. There are 8 tracks on this album. The first 7 are titled ROQ Bozo, 1 through 7, and then the last track is called Ramp Ahead. This album was sick.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool. It's a lot of like stream of consciousness type of riffing.
Yeah. It all kind of falls. I mean, not all of it, but a lot of like proggy, funky metal.
Yeah.
Some stoner metal type stuff. Some sludge. Yeah. I mean, it's all like metal-ish, pretty much.
But it feels like kind of like proggy thrash in parts.
Yeah, at times it's definitely almost all of it's proggy and it's all metal. But it takes a lot of different forms. A lot of times he does funk stuff. The bass on this and the third album we listened to this week is pretty sick.
I did notice
the
that.
The bass lines are definitely like well thought out. Like there's a lot of cool counter harmonies. I don't know if this is Dan Monty playing on this or not, but really cool bass lines. Really like them. Drums are really well programmed. A lot of really cool staccato stuff. A lot of doubling going between the guitar, the bass, and the drums. Like pretty fucking cool.
Was genuinely surprised that in the comments for this one, the QAnon bucket guy didn't do like a WWG1 WGA.
It's a Q Bozo drop, dude.
I know. I was looking for that shit, but it didn't happen. But yeah, no, like you were saying, the riffing is really diverse and like not a lot of parts are repeated.
Definitely.
Which keeps it feeling pretty fresh and keeps it feeling pretty like there's a lot of momentum throughout it.
Yeah, it's frenetic. It never really slows down. It just like moves on. There's which one was it? Track 4 is probably my favorite track on here. Maybe my track of the week. It's super unique, very diverse, and it's super playful.
Yeah,
it's like it's almost like Buckethead is making fun of you with his guitar. And it gives like a great picture into Buckethead's like genius.
Yeah, the last song, Ramp Ahead, is really, really nice.
Yeah, and that's a slower song compared
like
to the rest of the album.
Yeah, it's
but
a slower, like more melodic song.
Yeah, it's still like metal, but it's like big arena metal kind of. Like a backing track to maybe like a Def Leppard.
It's got some good riffs, good melodic riffs in it. It just has a nice like epic vibe to it.
It does.
It's fun.
Nice way to end the album.
Like, yeah, definitely. Especially
overall,
because of how diverse it was. Like ending it that way, I felt like really worked. It like really packaged things up nicely. Overall, a really solid, above average Pike for sure.
Yeah, and definitely. And I just really want to shout out the bass on here is awesome. There's some really cool stuff the bass does with effects that like usually Buckethead doesn't do a ton of bass effects stuff unless it's like the Q envelope when he's slapping or playing funk music. And then a lot of times he'll use like the fuzz or something to make a big sounding bass. But like the bass played around with effects a lot. Like it felt like a live bassist, and it felt very cool and playful. And like I liked like all the songs on here pretty much. I am positive about this album, but still not the best Pike of the week.
No,
it's not.
It's a really good Pike, but it is not the best Pike of the week.
Speaking of not the best Pike of the week, Pike 266.
Oh my God, we're just going straight.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had a question about this.
Yeah.
And I also had the comment. This Pike blew my dick straight out of my asshole.
Out of your asshole? Why was your dick in your asshole?
I don't know. Fuck around and find out. That's what I was doing.
All right. Yeah, as you do.
So.
Yeah.
What do you think the last Q drop that was done by Q Bozo said?
By Q Bozo? Oh, the last
the Q Bozo drop.
Yeah, the last Q Bozo drop was just like,
hey kids, the storm is coming.
I was gonna say like, hey kids, the stairs are sweaty, or something fucking weird like that, you know? Like, Q Bozo be weird out there.
Trump has a plan. He's gonna drain the swamp, kids.
The storm is coming, Bucket Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, where are we going? We go all, kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of going one and going all, then okay, this is bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
Pike 266.
Wow, you're so eager to get into
Pike 266.
Far
I am.
Is the title
Eager
of this
Beaver.
Pike.
It is far. Far away. So far away. bring me to myself so far away and leave the bleeding in my hands. I'm sorry, what am I doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I keep thinking of that song where it's like, so far away.
Oh yeah, that one too.
That fucking song.
Yeah, so far away. That reminds me of like driving in someone's truck in Alaska.
Yeah, that's a big driving in a truck.
Driving
in
in someone
song.
else's truck in Alaska.
Yeah, because like there's 4 rock radio stations, so like you're bound to hear some mix of butt rock on all of them.
Yep. Either you're crazy bitch, but it feels so good at my top of it.
Yeah.
They play that on every like rock radio station there. I'm like, man, Alaska's trash.
That and like every Bad Company single.
Especially Bad Company's Bad Company from their debut album Bad Company.
Yeah.
Great.
You love it when bands do that. It's
like
nice.
Black Sabbath off of Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath. Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah. Or Deicide by Deicide off of Legion.
Oh yeah, or Blood Fist by Blood Fist off of the Blood Fist EP.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we did do that.
We
did. That's fun. Yeah. We were in a band called Blood Fist. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Speaking of
what's
what's
a driving around and listening to Blood Fist kind of vehicle and where? Who listens to Blood Fist? Nobody?
Nobody.
Yeah.
Like, I think only one person might even still have the recordings.
Yeah.
That's Joe Royce.
I doubt he...
Or maybe Chris Hansen.
Yeah, maybe.
Chris Hansen always had a lot of
archives.
Data. Yeah.
Archives.
Guy is data. Wink, 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 wink.
Fully functional and anatomically correct is what you're saying.
Yeah. Yep. Totally.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's say, what's the worst country? Oh, sorry. What's the worst foreign country where you don't speak the language to have to find a bathroom in an emergency?
I mean, it's definitely going to be one of those countries that has like bathrooms I don't really understand.
Oh yeah, like India,
Thailand, or something. Yeah, or one of those. Indonesia probably. Indonesia. I have no idea what's going on. I'm sticking out like a sore thumb, and like I don't speak the language at all. They don't speak my language at all, and they have weird toilets that I don't understand and weird toilet systems that I'm like. What do I do? There's no bidet. There's no toilet paper. What do you do here? Yeah, probably that. Where do you think?
Yeah. I gotta say, like, probably India. India seems like a hellscape of bathrooms. Now, language is probably not really that much of a barrier, but I imagine the locals speak like a mix of stuff that's like probably kind of hard to like understand.
Yeah, or a place where like they do speak your language, but they don't want you there at all. Like like Jamaica.
Oh, yeah. I've been to Jamaica.
Yeah, me too. They don't want white people there.
That's what it was like, yeah.
Yeah, white people have fucked up Jamaica a lot, and so they generally are distrustful of white people. Probably.
That being said, I did meet some nice people in Jamaica.
Yeah, of course,
like there was
everywhere.
There was a dude hanging out on the side of the road that we just like pulled over and talked to him, and he cut a piece of sugar cane out of the forest and gave it to me. Cool. And I chewed on it. It was pretty good. Neat. And he was nice.
Give you some cane, baby.
I gave him $10.
Wow, that's a lot for some cane.
I think that's fine.
It's a legacy of cane.
Yeah. Soul Reaver. Yeah. 100%.
Speaking of legacy of cane.
Oh my God.
Pike 266.
We didn't talk about the Pike.
Bar.
Oh, I thought we were moving to the next Pike.
No. Released on July 8th, 32 days after Ride Operator Q Bozo. This one is another one that's separated into just 5 tracks, Far parts 1 through 5.
Yep.
And it can be summarized kind of as one big album, I'd say. It is kind of a
big song, you mean?
Big song, like one song album kind of, but it's separated into 5 tracks.
This is some really nice like post metal and
post rock. It's like clean metal. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I like it. It's not. There's a lot of repetition.
There is.
If I have to point out like the big detractor from the album, it's going to be a lot of repetition. But he has a lot of cool stuff. He uses the nylon string guitar a lot in this.
Yeah.
And he goes
to
back
do like leads on it.
Yeah,
like in track 2, he
Yeah,
does like
yeah,
he does
yeah.
like nylon string leads over like a metal backing track.
But so
which
it's
is
really
nice.
cool. So in that song, he does like a chugging metal backing track with nylon string leads over it, and then extended periods of electric guitar leads over nylon string handpicked chords.
Mm-hmm.
And so he switches back between which guitar is doing the leads and which is doing the rhythm, and he's great at all of it.
Yeah,
sounds
and it
really
just
cool.
sounds really cool. Yeah, the
Yeah.
first couple of tracks I thought were really cool.
Yeah, the first and second track I thought were the best. The second track is definitely the standout on this album.
Yeah, for sure.
3 and 4 I found very unremarkable.
The last song has a nice melodic lead over the like the end of the song.
The lead and also the solo
Yeah.
at the end of the song is a
Yeah.
monster solo. Like it
Yeah,
is
it's
crazy
really,
guitar runs.
really good. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it's probably one of the best solos this week on any of the Pikes.
Oh, definitely. Like
It's
it's
really
got a
good.
really like emotive, like melodic
Mm.
vibe to it.
yeah,
But yeah, I agree. It drags in the middle.
Yeah,
like
so,
3,
yeah.
4, or
3 and 4.
3 and 4. Yeah,
Yeah.
are just like kind of samey.
Yeah, after you listen to 2, you're like, oh, that was awesome, and then 3 is like 2 but packaged worse.
Mm-hmm.
4 is like 2 but like executed worse, and then 5's something completely different. So yeah, definitely listen. If you're gonna listen to this one, I'd recommend listening to the first 2 tracks, last track, skip the middle.
I would say that's
kind of
exactly what I would recommend.
Kind of a boring burger. Really good,
yeah.
really good bread, but the inside is just like unseasoned tofu.
The thing is, it's like you want good bread in a burger, but you don't want to remember the burger for the bread,
That's true.
right?
You know what? Tell me about the best burger you've ever had, Spencer.
The best burger I've
Best
ever had.
burger you've ever had.
Well, so I'm going to give 2 answers here, and there's a reason for that. The reason for that is that I haven't eaten meat in a very long time. In fact, I don't even know how long that's been. But anyways, I haven't eaten meat for a very long time, so I'm going to give an answer there. And as far as like that, the last really, really good meat burger I remember having is at Burger Stop in Anchorage, Alaska.
Burger Stop makes a great burger.
Burger Stop makes a great fucking
Mhm.
burger, and that burger was really good. And the burger at this now long gone place in the Diamond Center. Do you remember in Anchorage, Alaska, in the Diamond Center next to the movie theater? There's a place across the way.
I think the first time I met your mom, she bought me a milkshake there.
Yeah, that sounds exactly right. We
Yeah.
used to go there a lot. But that place had a killer burger,
Mhm.
and like
I don't think I ever had a burger there.
they had some really fucking good burgers there, man. They were great. So like that's what I would say for that, for like meat burger time. For a veggie burger, I feel like you got a lot of options
Yeah.
as far as like a veggie burger goes. I do really love a portobello burger. That's nice. But if we're doing like the modern like substitutes or whatever,
I'm just asking, what's the best burger you've ever had, Spencer? Answer that question.
Fuck, man, I don't know. The best burger I ever had was probably the first time I had Carl's Jr.
Interesting.
It
Okay,
was
that's valid.
it was just so like over the top and
Yeah.
like crazy, and I just remember it blew my mind.
Yeah, especially if all you've had are like either like
It was like-
backyard barbecue burgers or McDonald's before that.
Yeah, that
like-
was pretty much all I had ever
like,
had.
it
That and
w-
like
it-
Burger King,
Yeah,
right?
like fucking Carl's Jr. Like that was the first time I had Carl's Jr. I was like, whoa, this is what fast food should be like.
Yeah. So the thing is like Carl's Jr. is not great food.
It's
but
not.
the thing is, in the late 90s, early 2000s in Anchorage, Alaska, like there
Right.
wasn't a lot of variety,
Mhm.
and I ate fast food a lot. Drive through with my mom, and so when a Carl's Jr. opened
Mhm.
there, I think was probably in like 99 or 2000,
2001, 2002, I think. something
maybe
like that.
maybe that late.
'Cause,
Yeah.
yeah, because I remember they started opening them up, like when, like right before I got my own job, because I really
Yeah,
wanted to
that's
use
a
my
good
own money to
point.
buy
Yeah,
it. Because
I remember it was like
Yeah.
after the release of the PlayStation 2, but before the
right.
release of the PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360.
Okay.
So it was between 2001 and 2005. So
Right.
it has to be that. But yeah, I remember like the first time I went there, I was like, wow, for like fast food, this is like so good. And it just like really blew my mind at the time.
Right.
It definitely lost its luster the more
Yeah.
times I went there after that. But like that first time was a hell of an experience.
Right. And honestly, like, but like compared to like local burger restaurants in Alaska, like It sucks. Like
It totally. And then I got really into like the local
honestly,
burger places.
Alaska has some of the best burger restaurants I've ever been to. And I've been to a lot of burger places.
Yeah.
Like Alaska straight up has like in my top 10 burgers, because you've heard about Happy Hamburger Earth Days, right? Where me and my brother, when we're together, we'll just go to burger places and try them. We have a list of like 30 that we've tried together. And so like we're like into it, you know? And I've tried a ton of burgers in as much. And like out of my top 10 burger places, Alaska probably has 3 or 4 of those spots. I'm
Burger
talking
Stop on there?
Burger Stop is on there. We
Yeah,
got
Burger
Burger
Stop's pretty
Stop.
good.
We got a Burger Cash. We got Max's
Burger
Beefy Burgers.
Oh, yeah.
And we have
You could just be making up names because nobody's
could.
going to know the name of any of these places.
There's
like...
one more that's like, oh God, like Midtown. It's super fucking good.
Like Big Lardy's Meat Slabbery.
Yeah.
You know, like big honkin' burgers for you.
Uncle Jimbo's Racist Burger Stop.
Yeah.
That's an Alaskan. That's in Wasilla.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And then over in Palmer, just N-word burger.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of burgers, Pike 267, thoracic or thoracic?
Thoracic. It's thoracic.
Is it what does thoracic mean?
Thoracic. It's a part of your spine.
Okay.
Thoracic spine something. Collapser?
Yep, collapser.
This is one of the rare Pikes that has the album title on the album art.
I mean, it used to happen a lot in the earlier Pikes.
Yeah, but it's been a while. It's not a very common thing for most of the Pikes.
Yeah, so this one was released on July 15th, 2017, 7 days after Far. So pretty close in proximity.
Yeah.
This one is divided into 8 tracks, all of which are, kind of similar but different. Like, this album is sick as fuck.
It is weird and wild.
This
and
is probably on
nasty.
my top 10 Pikes. Yeah, there's so many tritones and weird decisions he makes.
Yeah,
like, very dissonant.
If I had to describe it, I would say this is down-tuned sludge funk metal.
So yeah, I put definitely a lot of sludge. There's a lot of groove metal type stuff in here too.
There is.
There's like groovy shit, but it's not funky. It's groovy.
He's using a lot of whammy pedal in this.
He's using a lot of whammy. He's using a lot of wah, and he's using just a lot of effects. There's so much kill switch in here, and the kill switch is awesome. It is so fast.
Yeah,
it's so much better than the. It's like he's fucking killing it on this switch. Like he's like
it's really
like he's trying to finger bang someone to like epic squirt completion.
Yeah, you know that guy goes to Finger Bang City.
I'll make you squirt
across the room, baby.
Hell yeah,
it's my favorite. Really turns MW on.
Yeah.
I love Squirt Guy. If you don't know about Squirt Guy, Google Squirt Guy.
Yeah. Best dating profile picture.
Definitely. But no. So like he's like doing stuff where he is running everything down tuned through the not all the time, but there are parts where he's running everything through the whammy pedal and he's like down tuning it all.
Yeah.
And then running it through a fuzz.
Except the bass.
Except the bass, yeah.
The bass is always like standard tuning, and it's really cool how he uses counter harmonies.
Definitely.
I don't know if this is Dan Monty playing bass on here, but this is another one of like the best bass Pikes I've heard.
Yeah,
the
bass
on here
is actually
sick
doing things.
Yeah, it's doing cool things.
You don't
doing
hear
a lot
too
of
often.
cool counter harmonies, a lot of chords and shit like that. Yeah, there's a cool like shoegaze part in this album, track 6.
Yeah, track 6 is pretty
and also
cool.
I gotta say, I'm gonna read off the names of these tracks because they're all awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we start with Thoracic Outlet Syndrome. Then we go to Thoracic Sprain. Track 3 is Nerve Compression at T4.
Yeah. Track 3 also, I think, my favorite track on the album.
So it's really cool.
Really fucking cool.
It starts out like kind of psychedelic, lots of wah and shit.
But it's got this like heavy, sludgy,
and then right
groove.
after that, it gets into groove and sludge territory, and it just like keeps on changing and changing. And this is where he starts doing a ton of wah and whammy pedal on this song specifically. And I loved like the second half of the song is him just like riffing and doing crazy little solos in between the riffs, which I love when Buckethead does that, when he just like does solos but like small frenetic ones. Track 3 was a killer song, maybe one of my favorites of the week, if not my favorite. Really loved that.
Track 5 also is really good.
Yeah, Nerve Stability at T6. It's one of the most restrained tracks on this album for sure.
It's got a really interesting melody to it.
It's almost like proggy blues metal or something.
But it sounds so weird because it's all nasty through the through the whammy and through the fuzz, and it's
lots of effects.
It just sounds
everywhere
weird.
Here. Yeah. Track after that too, Complete Shutdown of Central Nervous System, was really sick. That was the one with like a shoegazy type part. It's got a bunch of like odd time signature, chuggy metal, kind of weird proggy stuff, and then there's like a noise rock part. And it ends with this thing I don't love, which is a blues rock solo. But it's it's Buckethead.
It's Buckethead.
It's Buckethead.
It's bound to happen one of these days, right?
Yeah, and then my favorite track title of the week, track 7, Thoracic Park.
Yeah.
Home of the most spine-shattering roller coaster.
Such a good song title.
Sick song title.
So good.
Kind of a big funk metal with a huge bass riff in there. Really cool bass riffs. Really cool bass.
Love those bass riffs.
Yeah, and then it ends on Rejuvenation Chamber, track 8, which is a really cool ambient track that's like basically just guitar and pads. Fucking rules.
Yeah, it does.
Love that shit.
Yeah, this whole album is great. It's a really wild and cool and heavy and fun and very Buckethead album.
I would put it in the top 10 Pikes. My personal top 10.
That's bold. That's bold.
It rocks.
I don't think I would rate it quite so high, but I do think it's really good, and I do agree that it is one of the better Pikes, one of the best Pikes.
Highly recommendo.
Definitely. Okay, I got a great question for you, Britt.
Okay, what?
All right. If you had to make bass riffs, if you had to play live bass riffs during a famous tragedy, what famous tragedy would you pick? So, like, it could be it could be
the Hinden bass, baby.
The Hinden bass, baby.
The Hinden bass.
What kind of bass riffs you be throwing down while the Hindenburg be burning?
Probably like Rush type bass riffs. Like big
and
chords, like bum ba bum ba bum dun 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 bum dun dun.
Yeah. And keep in mind, you're playing super loud. Everyone around can hear you.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Why are you doing this?"
And I just get up to the mic. Oh, the humanity. Bass, 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 bass.
Yeah.
Do some bass tapping, dude.
I love that.
Yeah. I've been thinking about this for a while. If you haven't noticed,
You've been thinking about the Hindenburg.
This is what I think about when I masturbate. It's like, if there was like an epic tragedy, what would it be, and like what bass riffs would I play?
I mean, I'm thinking about that all the time too. Yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Sandy Hook, but
you can't play bass during something that never happened.
Well, we're canceled now.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Listen to Knowledge Fight. Great podcast about Alex Jones being a real dirtbag.
Oh, right. I've heard. They did some collab episodes with.
with
QAnon Anonymous. I
did
believe.
they? They've also done Behind the Bastards collab.
Oh, nice. We love podcast collabs.
We do.
Anywho, moving on. Let's. Is it time? It's time to wrap up the 3 Pikes and move on to our next segment, my friend.
Let's take maybe a little break right before that.
A little break before that.
Breaky.
Let's do it.
Little breaky. We're gonna take a little breaky. A little breaky for me. I love when people just like post stock images on their Instagram, and that's like it. Like this one of Kate Milgrew, who plays Captain Janeway. Just someone posted that. Someone got 119 likes. Why? And it's not like a stock photography account or anything. Like
Sometimes you gotta post stock photos, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, if they're like funny, not just like stock photos of a person. It's weird.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking weird.
I'm gonna come in your pants. I'm gonna let you wear your pants full of my cum. Gonna come in your pants because Jesus is the only Son.
Yeah, he's the only Son of God.
Only come of God. So, like, I don't know. So we know how like reproduction works. So did God like come in Mary?
Yeah, he did.
Cool. I wonder what God's cum tastes like.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah. I bet God's like drinks a lot of pineapple juice. Right? God probably has tasty cum.
Yeah, probably. I
And
mean,
we're back.
Yeah, we're back. We're back.
Well,
Hey, Britt, I think that it's time for us to take a journey. Would you be kind enough to take a journey with me?
a crime time?
Take
a journey?
Not crime time. It's prime time.
Oh, prime time.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you say?
The prime timeline?
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
Think it's
fine.
okay? It's okay?
Fine.
All right,
I'm
let's do
fine
it.
with
Let's do
prime
it.
timeline.
Statements from the Bucket
Oh my God! Oh my God!
That was actually a pretty cool.
That was fun. Was that like fourths?
It was either fourths or yeah, I think that was fourths.
I think it was fourths. That's
Fourths
a
or-
weird harmony.
fourths or maybe that was
Yeah.
second. I think that was just a regular second.
It could have been.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pretty close.
But yeah, it could have been a major second. Yeah.
I think it is a major second. It sounded
Yeah.
good though.
It sounded weird. That was
Yeah.
weird.
Oh,
But
I
hey,
like
speaking of weird,
Yeah,
this is the right place to be talking about weird because this is the statements from the Bucket Void.
it certainly is.
This is where we talk about the weird stuff that's out there in the world.
Like the texture of Cheese Whiz.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like a paste kind of,
Kind of.
but it's like a toothpaste sort of.
It's not
sort of
that's
like-
not, that's not really the texture of it though. It's not pasty like that. It's
I don't
like
know.
it's really greasy is the thing.
It's like silly string you can eat.
Yeah, but it's really greasy. I think that's like the main kind of mouthfeel of it is like greasy.
Yeah,
and you know
it's probably mostly just whipped oil.
it is a lot of like soybean oil
Yeah.
up in there, and you know a lot of people don't realize that basically like sharp cheddar cheese whiz, it was what gives a lot of Taco Bell its very distinctive flavor. If you get anything with cheesy in the title at Taco Bell, it probably has something very similar to sharp cheddar cheese whiz in it. And honestly, it's great for Mexican food. Highly recommended.
Wow.
Speaking
Look
of
at
Mexican
you.
food,
Speaking of Mexican food and highly recommended,
Mhm.
we're gonna look at some goddamn YouTube comments. Let's fucking go.
Goddamn YouTube comments.
YouTube user Q Bozo, whose profile picture is from the album we just listened to, Q Bozo. What was it? Right, Operator Q Bozo.
That's correct.
Pike 265. So their profile is named that. Their picture is from that, and they say this is a comment on that album 5 years ago. What a ride! Thanks, Bucket.
Cool.
Yeah.
That was a Q drop for sure.
Definitely a Q drop.
Yeah.
Definitely a Q
What do you?
drop.
Let's interpret this. So let's start out. What? All right. What is?
Shut up.
No.
No.
So what ride do you think he's talking about then?
Oh.
Like riding a big dick? You know who else rides a big dick? Not Hillary Clinton. QAnon.
Whoa. All right. YouTube user Nano P Brain says 1 year ago, music should be unpredictable. I mean, sometimes, yes.
Sure.
Sometimes predictability is nice. I think
Can
that
be.
like a composer of music should keep in mind what is predictable and play with that so as to make their music more interesting to the listener.
Only the Sith deal in absolutes.
Correct.
Music should be varied and dynamic.
What do you think? What do you think kind of music Siths would make?
Power violence, of course.
They're too like put together for power violence. They're not dirty enough.
Like Darth Maul is definitely in a
No,
power
no,
violence.
no.
Yeah, 100%.
No,
What do you think Darth Maul
I think
plays?
Darth Maul plays music that's like orchestral symphonic black metal.
No.
No,
Like
because
the Emperor, the Emperor is all about that shit.
Symphonic black metal.
Yeah, 100.
Okay.
Yeah, the Emperor is so fucking Cradle of Filth pilled. The Emperor is just
Yeah.
older Dani Filth.
Yeah,
be
that's
honest.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
We should start photoshopping some of the like Emperor heads onto Dani Filth, and like that'd be funny.
Skywalker is a cunt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's pretty good. That's
yeah.
pretty fun. YouTube user and friend of the show, Jason Evans says,
Jason.
1 month ago, edited. Sounds like the cover art. A malevolent scarecrow / clown unleashing havoc and brutality, leaving an expanse of carnage in its wake and ending reprieve.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right,
He
sure.
says it better than I can.
Yeah.
That's
I
dope.
mean, yeah, I'm into
very,
it.
very literary. I dig that.
Let's
Oh, yeah.
fucking go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's tight.
Fuck it up.
Yep, fuck it up. Speaking of fucking it up, Daniel Eduardo Marino says 5 years ago.
Do you think he's oh no, different Marino.
Yeah, different
Yeah.
Marino.
Yeah, different Dan Marino.
Different Dan Marino. Says, nice use of the string.
Which string do you think he's talking about?
The G string, obviously.
Yeah, the G string's always going out of tune. Every guitar. Guitar.
Comfortable though.
Yeah, very, very true. I mean, I'm more of a Cisco-man myself.
Hmm.
I prefer to unleash the dragon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Soul Brother says 5 years ago, now I official have solid patience. It was, and it is. Great journey. I hope it won't end when Buck released Buckethead Land 3, or how it's named. Yep.
Interesting use of the English language, Soul Brother.
Yeah.
Let's dig through that.
Okay.
I think this guy is just saying that he's been very patient waiting for Buckethead Land 3.
Yeah.
Even though, it's probably going to be like a pike.
All of the pikes are Buckethead Land 3, I think.
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
That is Buckethead Land.
Maybe he
you
just wants something with Brian, or with Brain playing drums.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
Cool.
Could be cool. I don't know. I like that. Good use of words, my friend.
Yeah.
I like how you
5
used
years later, Buckethead Land 3, still nowhere. Nowhere to be found.
But Buckethead Land 311, that's coming soon.
I mean, it just dropped, dog.
We love that.
311th Pike just dropped a couple days ago.
Speaking of good use of language, Kent Ove Prestberg says 5 years ago, nice, good, nerve-wracking, mind-fucking, good, fine.
Yeah.
One of my favorite comments I think I've seen. This one is
excuse me,
really good.
How is that not in Cum Corner, Spenser? That is so far into Cum Corner. Maybe it's gone out the other side.
Yeah, sorry, that's a good point. I
Yeah.
didn't, I was looking for some cum corner this week, and I didn't really find any that I thought that immediately jumped out.
You're
to me.
spilling the cum all over the floor, Spenser.
That's true. We got to keep
You're
it in the
spilling the
corner. We
seed.
got to keep it in the corner.
The seed is sacred. You can't spill the seed.
You're gonna get in trouble by God or something.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna be mad.
Like, God won't let you spill your seed. Like, every sperm is special.
Yeah, which is why we have a corner for them.
Yeah.
So we keep them in the corner. I promise to be better about keeping the cum in the corner.
Yeah,
for
or
the
else I'm
future.
going to send you to the cum corner, and you're just going to have to sit there in the waiting pool of cum.
Shit.
No, cum. I mean,
Okay.
there's probably some shit in there, but
God damn it.
I mean, mostly cum.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of which, YouTube user Mehdi Chiheb
Oh, yes.
says 1 year ago edited, this sounds better in fetal position.
Dying fetal position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun. Woo! Yeah. Hell yeah. YouTube user Wallabumba.
That's a great name.
Yeah, says 4 years ago, This comment was pinned by YouTube user Poly8, who posts a lot of YouTube a lot of YouTube videos of Buckethead Pikes. It's actually a big shout out from this podcast. You're part of the reason we can do this, so thank you. But they pinned this comment. Wallabumba says 4 years ago, just delicious. Thanks to Bucket and Pulley for posting. Made my time in dialysis chair a bit more bearable.
Hell yeah, 98 likes. That's very likes.
Quite a lot of likes. Honestly, there were a bunch of responses to this. The reason why I wanted to highlight this is because there were a bunch of responses to this, and it was just a bunch of people being like, "Hey, I hope you get better soon."
That's fine.
It was just nice.
I mean,
everybody was nice.
Although, you expect at least one good joke. Why aren't you God, what's the fuck?
What's the fuck?
I forgot the name of the band. My joke sucks now.
Yeah, was it Primus?
No. It's
okay.
It's the band that's like the new U2, basically. Oh yeah, okay. There's my joke. It's why isn't this comment on Coldplay's Yellow? Because when your kidneys start failing, you turn yellow.
Yeah.
It's a good joke. Fuck you. It's a really, really good joke.
I would say it's a joke.
It's a very good joke.
Speaking of jokes, YouTube user William Haugum says 2 years ago, I'm 58. Thought I heard it all. Was I wrong? Bucket is the only thing I've listened to 4 months.
Okay.
That's what it says.
Way to spend your time, I guess.
I'm 58.
Mm-hmm.
Bucket is the only thing I've listened to 4 months.
Do you think it's 4 months or for a period of months?
No. I think he means 4 months because he uses the number 4.
True.
So 4 months.
Right.
Listen to 4 months. I think he's missing a 4.
Right.
But yeah, I bet he has only listened to Buckethead for 4 months.
How old is the oldest comment we've gotten on Buckethead?
I think 67.
Sounds about
I want to say 67. I think is the oldest number I've seen. I don't think I've seen anybody in their 70s listening to Buckethead.
What would you find the least impressive number to see on there? The least impressive age to be like, hey,
Mom. Like 33.
Yeah, or 34.
My age,
yeah.
33.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the least impressive.
I'm 33 and I just discovered Buckethead.
I'd be like, shut the fuck up. Like, fuck off. I don't give a shit. I've known who goddamn Buckethead is for like.
Did you
since
never
I was
play
like
Guitar
fucking
Hero?
14
You dumb
years
dick?
old.
Yeah.
Did you not play Guitar Hero 2 like everybody else our age? You fucking idiot. How did you miss that shit? Come on, fucking shut up. Nobody needs to hear that.
No.
Anyways,
bad energy.
Speaking of things no one needs to hear, this very long comment is brought to you by Volion Official, who left it 4 years ago, edited.
Is Volion a band?
I'm going to assume probably. We could listen to them later if you want.
Yeah, how's it spelled?
Volion.
All right.
Volion Official. Yeah, pull them up. Let's see what they're like. I'm going to start reading this comment, though, because it's long. They say, 4 years ago, now I understand. Listening to Buckethead is a lifetime trip. If anyone wants to understand the phenomenon of Buckethead and see logically why it cannot be compared to anything else, the person have to start live within this music. It cannot be telled, heard in a while, or even else. The person have to live. Oh, sorry, I fucked that up. Okay, sorry. It cannot be telled, heard in a while, or even after a. Sorry, this is strange. Okay. Wait, you got him? You got him pulled up?
No.
Okay. It cannot be telled, heard in a while, or even after a few days of listening without any pause. Heh. Last time I noticed something new in all his creativity. This music reflects the listener and his growth level in BH's music. I mean, sometimes, especially nowadays, some new coming out albums / Pikes are like incomprehensible, uncomfortable, much less often even unacceptable. They cannot pass into our brains. They're blocked yet, like in a games. Here, You need to grow up to unlock it, and it really works. After years, people imbibe more and more his music, not necessarily if it's new. They always come back. The best part is it's unique. Everybody makes progress, unlock new planes in different time. In each case, differently. In other time, we can understand this, what BH wants to tell us by his music. It's really beautiful for me that we can grow up in this music, discover new sounds infinitely, incredibly much production, not understandable.
This is written entirely by an AI.
I feel like this was written in and then translated by Google Translate.
Yeah. This is like interpolated from something different because no one talks or thinks like that.
Yeah.
So I looked up their YouTube channel and their name and stuff.
Yeah.
Not a band that I can tell. It's definitely like one guy playing guitar. He's had his YouTube account for 13 years and has 101 views on one video posted 8 years ago.
Well, that sounds like my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Dang. This guy and I were kindred spirits, my friend. Kindred spirits.
For sure.
Speaking
Octavia Butler's kindred spirits.
Speaking of kindred spirits.
It's an Octavia Butler joke.
That's cool, dude. It's time for our favorite commenter out there.
Master of the ship key, a bucket bot divine. Commander extraordinaire, it's time for Johnny Vine.
Oh my God, Jordan Vine says 4 years ago.
He doesn't burp.
Sorry, I burped.
Yeah,
Buckethead.
Yeah.
Bucket burped.
Don't put burps in Jordan Vine's pure mouth. He
Yeah.
doesn't burp. He doesn't
His
fart.
mouth is not
He
pure.
doesn't poop. Jordan Vine
true.
is a pure angel.
That's true.
He only comes. He comes out all of his waste, and it tastes like Martinelli's apple juice.
Nice.
Yep.
I was hoping you would bring the apples back. Anyways, you're going to help me with the second comment here, the response. Jordan Vine says 4 years ago, Buckethead music is food for my head, brain, heart, and soul.
And then Carlos Bermuda says 1 year ago, 3 years later, bucket heel heart.
Yes, he does. He does say that. But bucket heal. Bucket does heal.
I might use bucket heel for a meme, actually. I like that.
Yeah. I say do it.
Use like the fucking the cross symbol, the emergency medical bucket heel or something. No.
Uh-huh.
Yikes.
So we're going to
What?
alternate lines with this one. I think that's going to be the only way we can do it.
I mean, none of it's capitalized.
None of it is capitalized. So, here, I'll read the first part of it, and then once we get down to the individual
list?
lines,
Yeah,
the
I'll get-
list,
I'll-
then we'll. So the last line I'm going to read is when he releases his music.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Jordan Vine says 4 years ago today. This is a rare, all lowercase Jordan Vine
A
comment.
long all lowercase, which he never does.
He never does that.
Never does a big long lowercase.
His shift key or his shift key must be broken.
Yeah.
Like he can't capitalize.
No.
Hate to see it.
When it comes to the keyboard, Jordan Vine is a capitalist.
That's true. Okay. Jordan Vine says 4 years ago. Incredible. Nothing wrong with his music. Nothing at all. He doesn't need to change it, not even a little bit, or tell him to change anything, because we have no right to tell him what to do, because we have no right to tell him or say, oh, Bucket, why the fuck did you do that for? Why don't you end the shitty Pike series and do a decent and quality album that's worth listening to?
It sounds like he's actually giving criticism here. I think
He does.
Is he just being? This sounds super passive aggressive. We have no right to say you keep fucking up, Buckethead. Why do you keep fucking up? We don't like what you're doing. We don't have a right to say that, even if it's true.
Yeah,
What?
exactly. We don't have a right to say things you know is true, Buckethead. Yeah. No, okay, so moving on. Slow down, Bucket. Slow down. You should do more of this. You should do more of that. You should do less of this and less of that. I would have liked him to have done this. I would have liked him to have done that. I want another album like that one. Why? He can't fucking please everyone you know, and it's up to him and only him, to how he writes, composes, and records his music. When he releases his music.
How quickly he releases his music.
When he tours.
When he takes a break.
If he does a Pike or a full album.
What style he does.
What sound he does.
How he plays the guitar.
No one else. No one. Only him. 'Cause you want to know why?
'Cause it's his decision. His choice. And up to him, 'cause...
It's his fucking music. Not yours, mine, or ours. His. And only his. Wow.
Real missive there, Jordan Vine.
Wow.
Real, that's the constitution of Jordan Vine right there.
Right there.
We the Jordan Vine.
Do declare you cannot criticize Buckethead for things you wish he had done? For things you think he should have done?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. You can't fuck with a buck.
Jordan Vine.
All right, next.
Andrew Kebby says 4 years ago, I'm going to try to do the accent here.
Yeah.
Well, this one is a corker. Lots of love from New Zealand, Bucket.
Not a bad New Zealand, actually. Not a bad New Zealand.
That was a pretty bad New Zealand.
It wasn't a bad New Zealand.
This one's a corker. Corker.
Yeah. Like,
well, this one's a corker.
Yeah,
I don't know.
because it's a little Australian, and
Yeah.
Australian is just like, fucking a lot of elongated A's into British.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of that, but also a little bit of a flat accent. So it's pretty much just doing a light, shitty Australian accent is kind of New Zealand. I watched a lot of like wrestlers that have New Zealand accents, and it wasn't terrible. Terrible.
I love the expression corker. That's
We
nice.
do love a corker.
This one's a corker.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. Is corking like fucking? You think?
No, it's putting a cork into a bottle.
It's kind of like fucking.
Sure, why not?
But
I mean,
like,
if you leave your dick in there and let it age.
Hey, I'm not here to judge.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got sediment all over my dick. You just...
YouTube user American Idiot says 1 year ago, "Fuck Donald Trump. We need Bucket for president."
Yeah.
Sounds like something an American Idiot would say.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, do you really want to know what I think?
Imagine like a Buckethead presidency.
I don't want to. I don't want to imagine, honestly, like really anyone at this point in the office of the president. Like the office of the president has been, materially changed to the point where it is something it shouldn't really be. Like the president has outsized amounts of power, especially like war powers after, they drafted a series of memos back in like 2001 to allow George Bush to unilaterally wage war without the approval of the Congress, which historically has been the only way to actually go to war. But you think about how many.
Yeah.
So Spenser, let me ask you, how many wars has America been in the past 50 years?
Ooh, quite a few. I would say at least 10.
Incorrect. 0, because Congress has never made a formal declaration of war in the past 50 years.
That's
not since
weird.
I believe the Korean War has
In
an
the 50s,
actual has an actual war been declared by the Congress, which is a legal war.
So we're just doing them secret wars like Marvel, huh?
We're doing military operations is what we call them.
Oh, sure.
Somehow bombing people like indiscriminately, like killing, upwards of 500,000 civilians between Afghanistan and Iraq. Like, that's not war.
It's not good.
It's not war, apparently.
Yeah. It's not war, bro.
It's a
Don't
military
worry about
operation.
It's a military operation.
So if it's not
Fred,
war, I
it's
guess
chill.
it's genocide then. I guess America.
Yeah. It's military operation genocide.
There you go.
It's chill.
Sounds like a pretty sick thrash album, but
Yeah.
but in practice, it's a very bad foreign policy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Operation genocide sounds like, if suicidal tendencies decided to like make
Whoa!
a
You're
thrash
gonna
album
get our
again.
fucking account taken down. Don't mention them.
Oh
okay,
yeah,
Spenser?
sorry. I'm pretty sure that's how my Instagram got deleted.
Yeah.
It was a suicidal tendencies meme. So
Yeah. So
yeah,
we're not.
that's why I
suicidal
drink
for that.
Diet Coke instead of Pepsi. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. YouTube user Icky797 says
Icky.
2 years ago. Drink a beer while listening to Buckethead. Just amazing.
I like to imagine there's a guy who like relapsed because of this. He's like, you know what?
That's not a bad idea.
I'm on the 9th step, and it's been like 7 years, but I could go for a cold one while listening to Buckethead, and then his like life spirals out of control. And next is like his wife leaves him, and he's like sitting in a dank fucking like motel room just full of like crushed Coors Light cans.
Yep.
And like fucking Steel Reserve 211 when he can't afford those, and like he loses his job and his children. He's just like waking up just to get drunk enough and jerk off into the motel corner, and just like every day, like he just stares at the one material thing he really has left that is maybe gonna provide some amelioration to his life, which is a gun sitting in the desk drawer.
Whoa. Amelioration.
Yeah.
Great word.
Love that word.
Fuzzy Babam says 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Can't get my head out of the bucket.
Like, is his dickhead? Did he put his dickhead into a bucket?
I mean, how do you get a dickhead stuck in a bucket?
I mean, if
Bucket
you
has
drill
a
a
big
hole,
opening.
if you drill a hole in a bucket,
Oh,
there's
like
a hole
popcorn
in my
bucket?
bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in my bucket. I'ma put my dick in it. That's how the song goes, right?
I'm not familiar with that song, but I'm here for it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a good song.
Yeah.
Look up "Hole in My Bucket," dear Liza. It slaps.
All right.
It's a slap banger. Goddammer.
Sometimes you can't get your head out of the bucket,
Yeah, don't stick your penis in a hole unless you like.
Yeah,
know
no,
you
let's
can
just end
get
it
out.
there. Let's
yeah,
end it there.
Yeah, no, just
Don't
keep your
don't
keep
stick
your
your
penis out of all holes.
Keep your penis pure.
Yeah.
Jordan Vine, I know you're listening. Keep your penis pure.
Yeah.
Jason Evans says he returns 3 months ago. Edited.
Hi. Congratulations on your marriage. Hope it's going well. Hi,
Says
Jason
something I
Evans.
really agree with.
Uh-huh.
When you write the OST for your own orthopedic back issues, you've officially reached legendary status.
That's totally true.
And I agree.
I fucking
That's
love
a
that.
great sentiment. That's very fun.
And I do wonder if like he actually does name his back issues in the title, because we know he has had back issues.
Well, I mean, it's all about thoracic spine, whatever, and he talks about how he has issues with his back. So I'm guessing these are probably all references to things he's talked to doctors about.
You know what album is also about issues with your back is Back in Black by AC/DC.
Yeah. Yep. I would agree. Matt London says, lastly, this is our last comment for the day. Last bucket void. You don't really feel that way. Matt London says 4 years ago, some of Buckethead's music is like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, pulling you in and eventually tearing out your spine.
That's pretty sick. I like that.
It is pretty sick.
That's good.
I
Thanks, Matt
fucking
London.
agree.
Hell yeah.
Thanks.
London calling.
Statements from the Bucket
That was nice.
Thank you.
Good hold.
Yeah.
Hey, it's recommendations.
I'm gonna pass out.
Yeah, man. Bye.
I'm good. That was a little jokey.
Little
joke.
breaky, little jokey.
Little breaky poo.
Little breaky. It's recommendations.
Recommendations.
Recommend
Oh wow,
stuff.
we should do that on Soy Trek. Recommendations. That'd be an easy.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
We'd have to get something Trek related to relate every week though, which would be maybe difficult.
Might be difficult. We could. Okay.
I'm recommending Star Trek 4 for the 8th time.
No. You could be like, I recommend you boldly go to a Denny's and get a Grand Slam.
Oh yeah. Go there and be like, excuse me, do you still have any dishes on the menu from your Hobbit promotion?
And they're like, what?
What?
I'm like, what about the Hooburrito?
Yeah.
Hoobastank, they custom crafted a burrito here.
Yeah, for Denny's.
For Denny's.
And
you should know this. You work here.
You know, the only question I have to ask about that
deep Denny's lore
is what the fuck is up, Denny's?
Exactly. Hooburritos is what's fucking up.
Oh yeah. What do you got to recommend, Spenser?
What do I got to recommend?
Besides the Hooburrito.
Besides the Hooburrito.
What do you think? You think it'd be cool to stick your dick in a Hooburrito?
Absolutely.
Cool. Yeah.
Cover up the smell of pussy.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the answer is
I'm pretty sure a Hooburrito just makes you smell more like a pussy. Though.
I feel like only pussies order the Hooburrito.
Yeah. It's probably the case. Oh my god. Okay, so I had something for this and I forgot it, so I'm gonna come up with something else. I recommend a headless guitar or bass.
I think you recommended.
I did not.
You didn't?
No.
I think it was a couple times ago you recommended the guitar.
I recommended playing guitar.
Oh, great. You're really switching it up here, Spenser. Thanks for being so creative. How about I go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
I would highly recommend, actually a couple books. Got 2 recommendations here. I'm halfway through the second one, and it's amazing so far. So first one is going to be The End of Policing by Alex Vitale.
You posted about this on Instagram.
Yeah. Just really great book. Gives a great sociological breakdown of exactly what the police are entrusted with, why we shouldn't entrust them with those things, and how to make it better.
Yeah,
it's great if you need good information on why ACAB, why defund the police, why abolish the police. Those important questions, like this, is a great run through on that.
Hell yeah.
Next book I'm going to recommend, Before the Storm by Rick Perlstein. I think I got that right.
Okay.
It is a huge book about fucking Barry Goldwater and the kind of the Southern strategy and the Democratic and Republican parties flipping from being respectively like more progressive and conservative. And it is absolutely fascinating.
Okay.
It's a great breakdown on exactly why American politics is and has been the way it is since we were born and since as long as we can remember. And it's a great insight into like all those actors and like a ton of history, because like Barry Goldwater was very instrumental to him.
Who's Barry Goldwater?
He was an American senator from Arizona. John McCain took his seat after he died. And very in the same kind of way. He also ran for president on the Republican ticket in 1964 against Lyndon Johnson, and lost in one of the biggest margins of all time. Yeah, pretty fun.
Okay, I know who this guy is.
Yeah, you've definitely seen him before, and he was like,
I'm pretty sure I listened
very public.
to a podcast about that guy.
Yeah, you might have. Yeah, he's very important in a lot of political history in the conservative movement, and that's why I got to learn more about him to learn why I need to hate him, because fuck the American conservative movement. It is fascist in nature, religious in execution, and fucking frightening, terrifying, and evil at its core.
Yeah.
What do you got to recommend, Spenser?
Tight. Okay, so I do have a recommendation. This is a little goofy, but I'm recommending it anyway.
Oh,
okay.
you mean Max?
Oh.
Hey, right? Because he's a little goofy. What's up, you son of a bitch? Suck my dick.
What?
Go. Yeah.
Okay. I'm very confused.
Max from like Goofy and Max, Goof Troop. He's a little goofy.
That's true. He is a little goofy.
Because he's Goofy's son.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
Sorry. Anywho, the pizza looks really good in that movie. Like,
It's so cheesy.
it's so cheesy.
So I actually watched a really
Pizza.
good YouTube video the other day of a chef who was like, "I'm gonna make a pizza this cheesy, like the one from
Whoa.
an extreme or from a Goofy movie." And so he made like 2 layers of cheese, basically. Like he put like
Oh.
a crust within a crust, and there was like a layer of cheese in between those crusts, and then another layer of sauce, and then cheese, and it looked so good.
Wow, that sounds incredible. I love that. So here's my recommendation. If you have a reasonably powerful PC, I have a big recommendation.
I don't believe in PC culture, Spencer. I'm with Joe Rogan on this one.
Yeah, you would be. Yeah. So if you have a reasonably powerful PC, you owe it to yourself to check out Microsoft Flight Simulator. The reason being is that it's amazing, and they mapped the entire world.
Yeah.
They mapped the entire world. Okay.
Yep.
It is not always the most accurate, depending on the city that you go to, but it's like it remarkably captures the look and feel of a place.
So what? I gotta ask, what have you 9/11 so far?
Oh, that is why I brought this up.
Okay.
Thank you, Britt.
Well,
okay, so
I know you, Spencer.
I
know the first thing you do when you get on Flight Simulator is like, what should I terrorize?
Okay, so I actually went really hard onto this. I actually bought a HOTAS, Britt. I bought a HOTAS controller. Now, HOTAS is a you've seen it in the other room. So it's
There's some HOTAS in this house.
There's some HOTAS in this house. There's some HOTAS in this house. There is. So one controller is like a joystick that can like twist sideways and like move in all directions, and there's like a bunch of buttons on it, and then for your left hand there's a throttle.
Is that a JOI stick?
Yes. So it's like a throttle and a joystick. Anyways, it makes flying the planes pretty fun, pretty accurate. So
And the jerk off instruction.
yeah,
VR. Yeah,
yeah,
it's good for that.
VR, exactly.
Yeah.
So the very first thing that I did is 9/11 my current work.
Yeah.
And holy shit! So
You are on a list now, Spencer.
Bro,
you know that, right?
So I had a friend hanging out with me at the time, and my friend filmed me without my knowledge. I wasn't aware that they were filming me. And in the recording, I sound so happy. I am just like laughing gleefully, and like I'm just yelling, and then I yell, "Ha ha ha! Fuck you, Steve Jobs!" and then fly a plane into a building, and it's just great.
Steve Apple?
Yeah.
Steve Apple.
Steve Apple, right? Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher is Steve Apple.
yeah. That's who he played in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who played him in the other movie?
Michael Fassbender?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Michael Apple. Sorry.
Michael Apple.
Michael Apple.
Applebender.
Michael McIntosh.
Michael McIntosh.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah, I like that. So, anyways, my recommendation to you is for your own mental health and personal well-being, download the 358 gig installer
Holy
for
shit.
Microsoft Flight
That's
Simulator.
enormous. Christ almighty.
You got to have a lot of free space on your C drive. I'm just saying.
That's got to be like one of the top 5 biggest games ever released. That's huge.
It's there's quite a few games that are
There
nearing
are
that
like
big
I mean I
these
think
days.
Eve at this point like the full edition is fucked.
So yeah, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019
That's right.
is
Yeah.
I think nearing it's 290 gigs, which is pretty big.
Yeah, didn't they
Yeah.
isn't the game not that big, but they released an update that was like 200 gigs or some ridiculous shit?
No, it's always been huge, but it keeps
Mhm.
getting bigger. It's ridiculous.
It's whatever.
Anyways, you owe it to yourself to download Microsoft Flight Simulator. You owe it to yourself to free up 350 gigs of space. Download it, install it. 9/11 a building. It's really good. It's really fun. I cannot recommend it enough. There is no like explosions or anything when you do this. It's like the game wants to discourage you from doing it, but it's still worth it. It's really fun. It's really funny, and I can't recommend it enough. That's my recommendation for them.
You know what? I gotta say this. They need to get the mod community to build a 9/11 patch into Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Well, so they did that with another game that's out right now called Teardown.
Terrorist Down.
So Teardown is like a voxel-based game where it's like people can create structures of any type. Okay. Somebody actually created a plane gun that you just point at a building and it sends a plane crashing into the building. So you can 9/11 whatever you want. And if you type into YouTube Teardown 9/11, it'll come up with like 1,000 videos of people recreating 9/11 in Teardown.
We love that.
It's pretty great. So I recommend doing that.
Yeah, well, you're on lots of lists now.
Britt, I'm always on a list. Speaking of people that are on a list, I think it's time for my favorite segment of the show.
The police force you to sign up for one of those lists every month, but we won't talk about that.
No, I'll only talk about it with the neighbors I'm legally required to.
Yep.
Ha 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 bucket joke. Ha 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 bucket joke. Ha 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 bucket joke. Ha 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 bucket joke.
I got an Uber the other day, and the driver was blazed out of his mind.
Yeah.
But one of the best and most thorough drivers I've ever had.
Yeah.
He left no turn unstoned. Speaking of drivers, professional drivers, how is DoorDash like giving your midwife a one-wood for helping you give birth? The golf club one-wood.
Okay. I don't know.
How's DoorDash like giving your midwife a one-wood for helping you give birth?
How?
Well, both are delivery drivers.
Yep. Wow.
That was a stretch.
That was a stretch, man. I like it though.
Yep. I got some strippers to cater a party recently.
Nice.
One of the attendees complimented me on the hors d'oeuvres, and I told him they prefer to be called sex worker d'oeuvres.
Nice.
Why do Native Americans dislike simple preparations of flan?
Why?
They don't like General Custard.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
What do you call it when a bodybuilder has a grand mal seizure?
Oh, what?
A protein shake.
Uh-huh.
Why could none of Johnny Cash's bodyguards afford rent?
Why?
Well, they were all strapped for cash.
Uh-huh.
Yep. I don't have any supervision, except sometimes my boss calls to check in at work. So the other day I was busy watching porn and my boss called. But I was honest and told her I was hard at work.
You.
I signed up for the Roth.
That sounds like something that happened to you.
I signed up for the Roth IRA at work.
Uh-huh.
It's not what I thought, though. And unfortunately, we don't get to bomb Roth Northern Irish targets.
Oh, no.
I use all of my apps in night mode, which makes me feel like I'm really pulling one over on the Queen of England.
Oh, yeah.
It's night mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm a knight.
Uh-huh.
Sir.
Yeah.
All right, I'll end on this one. Actually, I won't end on this one. I have another brief segment after this.
Uh-huh.
This is the end of my jokes. I recently started a political action committee to get more paraplegics into office, but we can't seem to find anybody to run. And so in order to write jokes every week, I scour the internet and like look at other people's jokes and kind of like write down what I think is funny and kind of rework a lot of stuff into like jokes I think are funnier and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And in as much, I go every now and again to a subreddit called r/one-liners.
Okay.
And I keep on seeing fucking dog shit jokes on there. And it's great because the community knows when something's dog shit, and they will always have 0 upvotes. Like no one will upvote it at all. and it's always funny. And so I actually went ahead and wrote down some of those, and I'm going to tell these. I'm going to tell these jokes because they are amazing anti-humor.
Okay, I'm ready.
So here's my bad bucket jokes. 2 women walked into a library.
Uh-huh.
They cleaned it so well.
That's actually incredible.
I realized that womansplaining means woman complaining when talking to a feminist.
Oof.
Here's one. Yeah, you cared just as much as Putin cares about Ukraine.
Yeah, you do.
It's a joke.
Yeah, it is.
This is my favorite. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it through this one because I have no idea how this was supposed to be structured, what they meant behind it. It's like it was translated from like 4 different languages, but originally written by like a Mexican computer.
Okay.
It makes no sense. Here we go. Red Hot Chili Peppers could beat cancer. Reached for comment. Flea says, I have cancer.
Yes. Exactly.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
It means Flea. I hope you get better soon, man.
Okay. James Bond walks into a bar and says, shaken, not stirred.
What? Is that the whole joke?
Yep. Coronavirus had to self-quarantine against Chuck Norris.
Whoa. Are we really doing Chuck Norris jokes in 2022?
This joke, to be fair, was written 1 year ago.
That doesn't make it fair.
No, it doesn't.
That adds nothing. That adds no legitimacy to that joke.
Here's a joke. Bitch didn't even have a taint, just one big asshole.
That's incredible. That's how I'm going to describe somebody. Describe me that way, Britt. Please.
Okay. As a European, going to work doesn't make sense. And then the only 0 upvotes, but there was a comment on there with like 10 upvotes that said, the subunit of the euro is cents, though. So, like, that joke doesn't make any sense on any level.
You know what would be the best, though, is like somebody telling that joke and then somebody yelling from the audience that, and then the person on stage just kind of shrugging.
Yeah.
Like, that's beautiful.
I don't write the jokes, but yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah, wait. Shit.
All right. A couple more here.
Uh-huh.
My friend has a little date indicator, but I said, hey, not on my watch. All right, here's the last one.
Hurt me.
Hey, Spenser.
Uh-huh.
I suffer from ADH squirrel.
Is that the whole joke?
That's the whole
I
joke.
hate that.
Ha 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 ha! Bucket joke.
Why are squirrels the LOL random of animals? Why do people always go to squirrels?
I think it's probably because in that movie Up, there was that dog that was like, squirrel, and people are like, oh, I'm just like that dog because I am always getting distracted. I'm like, have some fucking self-discipline, idiot.
That's
go to
weird.
A therapist. Like,
bro, that's the second time somebody's brought the movie Up to me today.
Brought Up to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel when someone brings Up?
I'm never gonna give them up.
Never gonna let them down.
Yeah. Never gonna run around.
Yeah, it makes me want to throw up. My dog ate a Pixar film, but he threw up. That was in the bad jokes that someone else made. That wasn't me.
Yeah, no, definitely wasn't you. Definitely wasn't you.
Hey! Hey, we're done with the show. Hey, Spenser, where can I find you on the internet?
I mean, don't, but if you wanna, at New Metal Cult.
That's with a V, Cult.
KVLT. KVLT, like the black metal guys do.
And that's new, like NU metal, not NEW metal.
The part that I hate is the explaining. Why do I gotta explain?
No, I'm mansplaining it for you, Spenser.
Oh, thanks.
I'm them
appreciate
explaining
that.
it for you.
What about wizard splaining, where you use a bunch of big words?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Patronus!
What about you? Where can we find you?
You can find me down in a hole.
Ooh, yeah.
No, but you can
The
actually...
Weir.
Yeah.
Great show.
Mm-hmm. You can find me in hell.
Yeah.
I'll see you in hell, my friend.
See you in hell, my friend.
So I don't know that guy from fucking Grim Reaper. He lost one of his legs, so now he performs with a metal leg. It's sick as fuck.
Oh, that's so badass.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Dude, he is cool.
But you can find me at Dog Vorbis on most socials. But you know what? Hit us up on at a Bucketcast, and let's get freaky deaky, you dumb bitch.
Yeah, cool. I've been Spenser.
And I've been Britain.
You've been listening to Gettin' Head a Bucketcast. Stay crazy, Bucketheads.
Due to your Zoogle flacency, I'm going to have to nibble the friggin' spagendackle back into the hell you're spuckin' muckin'. Oops.
You can't try to get laid or watch people. You gotta go out and get that job. What a waste of pleasure. What a waste of pleasure. What a waste of pleasure.
We're at the extra part of the show.
The bonus
Epic
zone.
Ralph battles in history.
Baby.
So
This is the part of the show where we remake a scene.
a scene from 2009's Ming Hags, directed and written by Bam Margera.
Yeah.
And this is just a wild scene. We're just going to show you the scene. We rewrite it every week. This is the scene right here.
Jesus Christ, Ralph. Aren't you supposed to go out looking for a job today?
Nah, there's a b-ball game coming on at 4.
You can't watch no b-ball game. You gotta get a job.
Nah, I'm gonna try to get laid tonight.
Ralph, I'm getting tired of it. You're gonna get a job today. T-O-D-A-Y.
This is muffed up. I'm taking a day off.
Back in the war, we kill sissies like you. I'd like to shoot you, stupid.
You couldn't hit the side of a barn.
If we were in the jungle, I'd slice your throat.
And this isn't the jungle. My cat will save me.
I can't believe that I had sex to even make you.
Sex makes people.
What a waste of pleasure.
My name is Ralph.
Your forehead makes a good target. By the end of the day, you better have a job or else. You see this? It's gonna hurt. Get a job.
That rocks.
Hell yeah, my sunglasses just dematerialized during that. So,
They fall apart? What happened?
I don't know. Just one of the screws fell out.
Hate to see it. Hate to see
I
it.
got a repair kit at home. I can repair it real easy. But
Well, let's see here.
yeah.
What are we doing? We got what Ralph scenes we got today?
Looks like we got one concerning Rob Halford from Judas Priest and one concerning Colonel Sanders from KFC.
Oh wow, the KFC one is more on brand, I think, for the show. So why don't we do that one second? We'll close with that one.
Indeed, we will.
Okay, so mine is about Rob Halford, and in the '90s, in the late '90s, or sorry, not late '90s, the early '90s, 1990 specifically, Judas Priest, the band, was taken to court over the suicide death of two men, like an 18-year-old and a 20-year-old, who claimed that they were influenced to kill themselves by Judas Priest's music, or their parents claimed that they were influenced to kill themselves by Jewish priests and music, specifically subliminal messages in the music. So they actually had to go to court. They were in court for 30 days straight in Reno, Nevada in 1990. They ended up winning the case, or they were found to not be liable or at fault in anything. But it's just a weird part of American history. So this is Rob Halford and a representative from the other side, conservative America, trying to go after Judas Priest.
Yeah. Would you like to be Rob Halford or
conservative America?
You're gonna be.
I'm actually gonna be Rob Halford in this case. So we should switch up the scene here to represent that. So here we go. I will be the Ralph character, aka Rob Halford. You ready to do this?
Jesus Christ, Judas Priest vocalist Rob Halford. Aren't you supposed to have subliminal messages in your music that encourage your friends to commit suicide?
Are we really going with that voice?
That's not what your line says. Are we going to have to do this again?
I'm sorry. I think we have to do it again. I was taken aback by the voice. It was a lot. I'm sorry. Let's try again.
Jesus Christ, Judas Priest vocalist Rob Halford. Aren't you supposed to have subliminal messages in your music that encourage your fans to commit suicide?
There's a world tour we're leaving on in 4 days.
Can't do no world tour. You gotta go to trial in Reno over your subliminal messages.
No, I'm gonna try to get laid tonight with dudes.
Rob Halford, I'm getting tired of it. You've got another thing coming today. T-O-D-A-Y, and it's not a dude.
This is muffed up. I'm taking the day off.
Back in conservative, traditional values America, we ban music made by psychos like you. I'd like to see you prosecuted, stupid.
You couldn't prosecute the side of a barn.
If we were in church, I'd banish those demons inside of you.
Well, this isn't your church. I can have as many demons inside me as I want.
I can't believe you might have kids yourself someday.
Do you think the kind of sex I'm having makes people?
What a waste of pleasure!
My name is Rob.
Your metal band Satanic Imagery makes a good target, Robert. By the end of this trial, you better care more about the youth of America. You hear these subliminal messages? No? Well, they're still gonna hurt a lot of kids. Go to hell!
Jesus Christ, your voice, Britt.
What's wrong with I need sugar water?
Yeah, that's
sugar water.
That's what I was thinking the entire time. I was like, are you doing this bad Vincent D'Onofrio from Men in Black?
Vincent D'Onofrio is a bad Vincent D'Onofrio in Men in Black, and he's amazing.
That's true. He is.
He is amazing.
He is amazing. We do love that. All right. What's this Colonel Sanders thing?
All right. This next thing is something that actually happened in history. Colonel Sanders, Kentucky Colonel Sanders, founder of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Back after he started his Kentucky Fried Chicken chain and gas station back in the 1950s, there was a competitor in town, and his name was I got it in some notes here. One sec. Very end of this. His name was Matt Stewart. Had a competing chicken chain around town, right?
Yeah.
And Colonel Sanders, one of his big things, he was big into advertising, and so he would pay people if they had like a big side of their barn that like faced the road or something. He'd pay them to like let them paint like KFC this way or whatever on the side of their barn. And so
Okay, smart move, smart business move.
Yeah, and he did that, and this guy, his competitor, decided to go ahead and paint over it, and he kept on painting over ones.
Oh shit!
And Colonel Sanders heard about it and called him, and he's like, "Hey, if you keep on painting over my signs, I'm gonna shoot you." And so the guy, when he went to go paint signs, started taking a gun with him for protection to paint over Colonel Sanders' signs. So this is one time Colonel Sanders was hanging out making chicken with one of his managers, and he heard that this guy was painting over one of his signs. So he goes to rush, find out what's happening, and this is what transpires.
Okay. I think I'm going to play the other guy.
Okay, I will definitely be Colonel Sanders.
You seem like a Colonel Sanders.
I done Ricky. Yeah,
Where does this take place? I assume the South?
Yeah, Kentucky or somewhere.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Yep.
Jesus Christ, Colonel Sanders! Aren't you supposed to get back to your gas station and sell more chicken?
Now, my friend, there's an ass kicking coming your way in just about 4 seconds.
You can't kick my ass. You gotta get that friendly competition.
Nah, I'm gonna kick your ass and get paid tonight.
Sanders, I'm getting tired of it. You can't keep just paying people to put your KFC advertisements everywhere. You're running my chicken shack out of business. You're gonna stop today. Today.
Well, my friend, this is muffed up. My manager, see here, he has a gun.
Back in my hometown, we'd kill idiots like you. I'd like to kill you, stupid.
Well, you just shot and killed my here manager. You can't shoot or paint over my advertisement on the side of this here barn.
If we were in my chicken shack, I'd slice your throat.
Well, my friend, this is not your chicken shack, and my manager's gun will save me.
I can't believe your 11 secret herbs and spice. Oh, okay. I can't believe your 11 secret herbs and advertisements are running me out of business.
You have a business?
What a waste of a point.
What a waste of paint.
Oh.
Yeah.
What a waste of paint.
My name is Colonel Sanders.
God damn, you hit your target. You shot me. Please have mercy and just let the cops come arrest me. You win. You and your Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's finger licking good.
Absolutely.
That was fun.
The guy who shot the Colonel Sanders' manager went on to serve 18 years in prison for murder.
Wait, so Colonel Sanders shot him back?
Yeah, he shot him back, and he didn't serve any jail time whatsoever because he did it in self-defense.
Wow.
He shot him in the soldier, and the guy was like, "Oh, fuck it, it's over. You killed me."
Shot him in the soldier?
Shoulder.
Ah.
You know, I've got soul, but I'm not a shoulder.
Shoulder boy.
Head and soldiers.
Yeah.
Well, that's the end.
Headed Soldiers is probably the name of the episode.
Head and soldiers?
Yeah.